Okay, so we're back again. I'm going to continue on with this model here. Obviously what we don't need is these guys here. We can just hit the delete key. That will delete them. I'll go over a few other things that we went over in class. Also with just removing detail on that. I don't know if this guy is going to be static in the middle of the room or if he's going to be on a wall. But we can continue on with this anyway. I'm going to Alt W to bring the views back to the quad view. I'm going to go into into create, into box, and let's start creating some monitors. So again, the top view, and bring it up to about there. If we go into modify there, and we're just going to move up into place roughly. We don't need all these segments here, so I'm going to remove all of them. Maybe push this guy up here, so maybe he'll be rested on that somewhere. If we convert this to an editable poly, maybe we'll select this here. The same tools that we have been using. We can inset it there and bevel it coming back. Now more than likely you won't see that unless we actually move it out, but that will do for the minute. For this guy here, we'll inset him as well. Just right click to okay, so maybe a bit more detail than what is needed there, but again, this is just for demonstration purposes really. What we can do here is maybe I'll add the cylinders, some dials and that sort of thing. So now again, there's a huge amount of detail that's in there, so I'm going to bring that back to about 2 maybe. The segments, if it's going to look rounded, I'll take wireframe off. If it's going to look rounded enough, then you know we can get away with it, so we'll leave it quite low there. Maybe I'll bring the height down to just make it thinner. Convert that to an editable poly. I'm just going to scale the front part of that down. Inset it, and instead of doing another extrude, we're just going to bring that back again just to create the face. Now if we want to make that smooth, first of all we're going to delete the back of it. It'll never be used. What I can do here is come up to edit, select invert, and let's scroll down, maybe give it a smoothing of 5. So let's look at that. Let's smooth it off a wee bit there. That's okay. So I'm going to come out of polygon and push this guy back. Now we should always be working in the different views to see exactly where we're going. So just for the minute I can duplicate this off to the side here and make another copy here. Just copies of it. I'm going to scale it down, but I'm only going to scale it in the Z and the X. Okay, that seems to be fine. Okay, let's create some sort of pipes or something behind that that's holding it up. So now there's a lot of detail there, unnecessary details, so we go into the edit poly. We don't necessarily need that extra segment there, no. So I'm going to just remove that, and I'll bring the poly count of that down. If we convert this to an editable poly, we can come in here, select that edge, these guys here, and that guy, and just simply hit delete. We're not going to see them guys anyway, so that's fine. But we do want the curvature of it, we don't just want a square. Okay, so I'm going to put this into place there. Maybe if we did want to add an extra bit of detail just along the edge here, I'm just going to right click and isolate this for a minute. Now what we can do is go to edge. We can actually just drag down and select all these edges here, and we can scroll up then and find connect. Now you can go in here, select connect, put in one connection there. As you can see, I just F3 so you can see it a bit clearer, and then you can actually slide it up and down if you want. I'm just going to right click on the spinner to change that. I normally just put it in place where I want it, conform to that, and then go into vertex and then drag it into place. That's up to you, whichever way you choose to do it. I'm going to right click, unisolate that so you can see what we have here. I'm going to bring this just so it's meeting this other section here, and bring this in a bit. Now what I can do is go to polygon and select the polygons along here, make this bigger so you can see it, and let's give this an extrude. Okay, so at the minute you can see that the extrude is coming directly out, so we don't want that. We're going to change it here from group to local normal, so that will basically expand it completely out. Now if I do change it to by polygon, then each polygon will come out separately, as you can see there. So I want the local poly, and I'm just going to bring the amount that is actually coming out to about there. Click OK. I will isolate this again and just come in this unnecessary geometry here, so just holding Control to select it all, and just simply hit the delete key. There is geometry on the back there as well, so we'll never actually see that, so I'm just going to delete that out as well. Okay, now we could make this a bit smoother here, so if the loop is selected anyway, I'm going to hit loop here, and I can bring this forward, so this gives us a bit more definition there. I think that's pretty good for this. Let's have a look at the other side of it there for a minute. Okay, maybe I'll just leave it there. That's okay with me, so I'm just going to hold the shift key, drag down, and maybe let's make 3 copies of it to see how it looks. Okay, so we might actually just move them down slightly. Okay, so again we're just going to go up to File, Save As, and hit the plus sign, so we'll make it 003.